Hey everybody, 32 Teresa here. I wanted to do a video today talking about my relationship with Amazon.com. I used to work for Amazon. I am in Seattle. Amazon's based out of Seattle. There's some famous story about Jeff Bezos quit some massive job as a vice president of something or other, but he didn't have enough money to buy a desk, so they went and created a desk using a old wooden surplus door, and this desk door thing became some weird Amazon folklore that we always heard about when we first started working there. How he was in his garage and just built it up from nothing. Started out, of course, to be the world's biggest online bookstore, taking the book world by storm and closing down and eating up all of the small retail bookstores across the country. When I started working at Amazon, it was 1998. Amazon had been around for a couple of years and gotten bigger and bigger. When I first started working there, Amazon only sold two products. They sold books, and they had recently just started to sell music, CDs. I worked in the customer service department. I was a phone rep, also answered email. I worked the graveyard shift, primarily worked 4 days a week, 10-hour days. Half of the day was spent taking calls, other half of the day was doing email, and then eventually as the company got bigger and bigger, it was just all phones and email, just in between phone calls. It was pretty crazy and hectic. I worked at Amazon for 4 Christmas seasons. I survived customer service at Amazon.com during their biggest growth period in the company through 4 Christmas seasons. I ruined Christmas for millions of children across the country who couldn't get their Tickle Me Elmos or their Harry Potter books in time for birthdays and Christmas and Easter and Hanukkah and anything you could think of. It was a difficult job because people don't call customer service just to say how much they love you. They call customer service because they have a problem. Additionally, I was what was called a escalation rep. So after customer service person A answers the phone, if the customer is really angry or the rep can't solve the customer's problem, they would escalate the call to me. So now I have a really angry customer who hasn't been helped by somebody and I have to fix it. It was a very challenging job. It was a good job. I learned a lot. I made a lot of really great friends. My best friend that I have today, we met at Amazon, and we worked together, and she's still in my life as my best friend on earth, and I will never, forget that experience. But the situation with Amazon is just a little stressed. Backing up a little bit, I will say that one of the fun things that we did at Amazon when I first started working there during the growth period of the company, again, it was 1998, they only sold books and music, CDs, was the graveyard shift was actually responsible for building the DVD store. We used to get these huge boxes full of DVDs, and we would take each DVD one at a time and have to data enter information about the DVD into the software program that they created to enter this stuff into the database. So I was entering in ISBN numbers, UPC numbers, the title of the movie, who was in it, who directed it, how long the movie is, what region format it was in, and all this stuff. And then other stuff was actually pulled from IMDb, which is a company that Amazon acquired during that time. So we filled in all the data stuff, and then they pulled other stuff like cover photos and movie synopsis and stuff like that to build our DVD store. So it was kind of exciting to have a hand in building the store and making it bigger and selling more products. But at the same time, the growth was so huge that it was really difficult to keep up with customer demand. So I think that is something that still may ring true, which is one of the reasons they have sellers like us do merchant fulfilled or FBA in order to appease the customers to constantly be in stock with product. I worked at Amazon through 4 Christmas seasons. I was there until January 2001. I can't remember if it was shortly before or shortly after the annual holiday party. We never got time off around the holidays because it's the busiest time of the year. So in January late January, early February, there would be a big Amazon party. And those were always a lot of fun. There was a lot of free alcohol flowing. But sometime around there, January 2001, they had a huge conference for all Seattle employees in certain buildings had to attend this conference. And we were all told that we were losing our jobs. 1,200 people in the Seattle area got laid off. We got the information that we were getting laid off in January, but because there was such a large number of people, Washington state laws, they had to give us a certain amount of time notification in advance. So even though we were told in January that we were losing our jobs, we weren't actually going to be out of jobs until I believe it was 90 days, so it was March, maybe April. And that was a big kick to the stomach. I really felt like Amazon is so customer-centric, and I had a big hand in that because I was an escalation rep. I was the people keeping our customers happy. I was the people solving problems in order for Amazon to have this great relationship with their customers. But Amazon didn't have a great relationship with its employees. It was all fun and games in the beginning. We would have big parties whenever we would have big launches and stuff. There would be like keggers in the lunchroom. I'm pretty sure probably 50% of the people working there were alcoholics. And it was just a fun environment for a lot of young people who were working there. I was in my early 20s, and we were making a lot of money, more money than we knew what to do with, more money than my parents had ever made. I was making being a customer service rep, and that's probably the reason they canned all of us in Seattle. Cost of living is high in Seattle, major metropolitan cities. We were given the option, if we wanted to keep our jobs, to move. And the 2 places that we were told that we could move to keep our jobs was North Dakota and West Virginia. That wasn't going to happen. I'm not leaving Seattle. I'm certainly not going to be living in some rural area that I don't know anything about. If it was, you know, Las Vegas or something, I'd be there in a hot minute. But it wasn't Las Vegas. It was North Dakota, West Virginia, butt fuck nowhere. And that was our options. Ever since the layoff, that was in 2001, I have had a slightly bitter taste in my mouth toward Amazon. And that's just personal feelings of, I felt like they did me wrong, you know. I gave a lot of years to the company. I did a lot of good work for the company. I solved a lot of problems for the customers. I made a lot of people happy, I hope. but they just weren't able to keep us as a financial decision because employees in Seattle are too expensive to keep. That really hurt after all the work that we did. By the time I left, they were no longer just books, music, and DVDs. By the time I left, they were selling toys. They had a relationship with Toys R Us. They had a relationship with a home improvement company, so they were selling a lot of things like you would find at the Home Depot or Lowe's Hardware. They had cell phones. You could get a cell phone contract buying your phone through Amazon. Electronics were coming in. It was a really big thing. It was a really big company by the time I left, but not big enough to take care of their employees in Seattle that helped build them to be as big as they are. I still know people who work for Amazon. I still have friends, a few friends that I've kept through the years that did manage to stay at Amazon. I do know some people that went to North Dakota and West Virginia, including the brother of my best friend who also worked at Amazon with us. He took a managerial position in North Dakota. He no longer works for them. He has since left. Again, because they're not really employee-minded. They're customer-minded. And then, yeah, I got another friend who lives here in Seattle, and he stayed with them. He had a different job. He wasn't in the same customer service department that I was in. And he just recently, last year, 2014, decided to leave the company. Again, because the company is not that good to their employees. And so that's hard for me to hear, that it really hasn't gotten better. The company is so big across the country, all these distribution centers and stuff that they have now. I'm sure they are making jobs for people, but they didn't make a job or allow me to keep a job within reason. And that hurts. So when I'm starting this foray into Amazon FBA, I take that mindfully, knowing that I had a great relationship with Amazon when it first started. I had a bad experience with Amazon, like a bad boyfriend. He did me wrong. And now I'm trying to pick up those pieces and wondering if I can work it out, Can we be friends? Can me and Amazon mend the bridges and be friends? Honestly, I don't really ever order from Amazon. I think over the past 14 years since being laid off from the company, I've ordered from them twice. So stepping into this role of now I'm going to use Amazon as a platform to sell and to make money. Sure, Amazon is going to be taking a healthy cut of those sales, but it does seem something that is possibly beneficial. So I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try and put my bad feelings aside. I'm going to try and be a good seller and follow all the rules and hopefully be lucky and prosperous and use the company to help me out this time instead of the company using me to help them out. So the Amazon FBA experience is kind of conflicted in my heart, and we'll see how well it goes. I hope I have a lot of luck, and I hope everybody else has tons of luck. There's people out there killing it right now, and I'm really happy for you guys that you're making the system work for you, and you need to keep making it work for you, and do everything that you can to keep making that money. That's excellent. I'm going to try and get a cut of that money myself, and we'll see. We'll see if Amazon is going to work for me this time around. So that's my little story. I hope it wasn't too much of a downer. It's just my experience. It is the experience of a lot of people who are in Seattle. Amazon is still a huge force in Seattle. Amazon still has a lot of employees in Seattle, and it really doesn't make any sense to me why all the people who were laid off, including myself, could not still be a part of such a great company if they really are that great. So bittersweet, trying to keep a smile on my face, trying to think about this FBA experience as being positive. I'm still waiting for my 2 big boxes to be checked into inventory. Hopefully that'll happen in the next couple days here. I shipped those boxes out on last Thursday evening. It's now Tuesday, so they've only been traveling across the country a couple of days. This video's been long enough. I'm so sorry for rattling on as long as I have. If you've listened this long, thank you for listening to my story. I just wanted to put it out there, let people know that I had this experience. I'm trying to make a turnaround with that experience and make this a good selling experience for me and for my dad to help him out. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks very much for watching. I hope everybody's having a great day, great week, lots of sales. Keep up the good work, everybody. Bye.